Fourth canto, ninth chapter, Dhruva Maharaj returns home, verse number 29. मातुः सपत्न्यवागवाणे हृदि विद्धस्तु तान् स्मरन् नैच्छन्मुक्ति पतेर्मुक्तिं तस्मात् तापम् उपेयिवान् मैत्रेय उवाच मातुः सपत्न्यवागवाणे हृदि विद्धस्तु तान् स्मरन् नैच्छन्मुक्तिर्पतेर्मुक्तिं तस्मात् तापम् उपेयिवान् मैत्रेय उवाच मातुः सपत्न्यवागवाणे हृदि विद्धस्तु तान् स्मरन् नैच्छन्मुक्तिपतेर्मुक्तिं तस्मात् तापम् उपेयिवान्. Synonyms, translation, and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maitreya Uvacha, the great sage Maitreya replied, Matu, of his mother Sapatnya, of the co-wife, Vakvane, by the arrows of harsh words, Hridi, in the heart, Vidha, pierced, to, then, Tan, all of them, Smaran, remembering, Na, not, Aichat, desired, Muktipate, from the Lord whose lotus feet gives liberation, Muktim, salvation, Tasmat, therefore, Tapam, grief, Upeivan, he suffered. Translation. Maitreya answered, Dhruva Maharaj's heart was pierced by the arrows of the harsh words of his stepmother, was greatly aggrieved, and thus, when he fixed upon his goal of life, he did not forget her misbehavior. He did not demand actual liberation from this material world, but at the end of his devotional service, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared before him, he was simply ashamed of the material demands he had in his mind. Purport. It's a very long purport, so we'll read the first two paragraphs of it. And then we'll see if we can go through the messages mentioned in the other. This important verse has been discussed by many stalwart commentators. Why was Dhruva Maharaj not very pleased even after achieving the goal of life he desired? A pure devotee is always free from any kind of material desires. In the material world, one's material desires are almost demanding. One thinks of others as one's enemies. One thinks of revenge against one's enemies. One aspires to become the topmost leader or the topmost person in this material world, and thus one competes with all others. This has been described in the Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, as Asuri. A pure devotee has no demand from the Lord. His only concern is to serve the Lord sincerely and seriously. And he is not at all concerned about what will happen in the future. In the Mukund Mala Stotra, King Kulashekara, author of the book, states in his prayer, My dear Lord, I do not want any position of sense gratification within this material world. I simply want to engage in your service perpetually. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya in his Sikshastakam also prayed, My Lord, I do not want any amount of material wealth. I do not want any number of materialistic followers, nor do I want any attractive wife to enjoy. The only thing I want is that I may engage in life after life in your service. Lord Chaitanya did not pray even for mukti or liberation. In this verse, Maitreya replied to Vidura that Dhruva Maharaj, influenced by a revengeful attitude towards his insulting stepmother, did not think of mukti, nor did he know what mukti was. Therefore, he failed to aim for mukti as his goal in life. But a pure devotee also does not want liberation. He is a soul completely surrendered to the Supreme Lord, and when he does not demand anything from the Lord, this position was realized by Dhruva Maharaj when he saw Supreme Personality of Godhead present personally before him. Because he was elevated to the Vasudeva platform. The Vasudeva platform refers to the stage at which material contamination is conspicuous by absence only, or in other words, where there is no question of the material modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. And one can therefore see the Supreme Personality of God. Because of because on the Vasudeva platform one can see God face to face, the Lord is also called Vasudeva. Stop here and then change the Mangalachan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नितनामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्रीचैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पांचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण। First of all, my humble obeisances to all the assembled listeners. I seek your blessing that I can say something which adds value to this hour. Also seek blessing of His Grace Madhupati Prabhu for engaging me in this seva, so that I can do some Shastra study, which increases my desire for devotional service. We are reading this wonderful, wonderful pastime where a 5-year-old boy, Dhruva Maharaj, hurt by the sharp words of his stepmother, Mother Suruchi, goes to Madhuvan, and within 6 months of time, with his severe austerity and penances and devotional service, has achieved something which has never ever been achieved before. He achieves Dhruva Loka. Dhruva Loka is described as something which is non-perishable. It doesn't, when this world gets destroyed, Dhruva Loka remains as is. It doesn't get destroyed. Also, there are no inhabitants to that world so far. Dhruva Maharaj is awarded that position. He's going to be the first resident of it. Srila Prabhupada in the purport describes that even when these demigods, including Lord Brahma, who is the grandfather of Dhruva Maharaj, when he has to go seek the audience of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he's standing on the bank of the Kshirosagar. But here, Dhruva Maharaj is awarded Vasudev position. And after and before reaching Supreme Personality of Godhead and his loka, he is given 36,000 years of reign of this kingdom. He's going to rule this world for 36,000 years, with his senses not diminishing. That's a word he has been given. We all dwindle with the age. Our senses dwindle. What we can enjoy, or what we could enjoy as child, could eat 5 samosas without any problem. Now, even one causes acidity. Kids can enjoy the whole packet of Kaju Katli sweet without any problem, and now even a simple sweet, the smell of it will spike the blood sugar. So these are the examples of dwindling senses. But Dhruva Maharaj is awarded a position where his senses will not dwindle for 36,000 years, where he is the king of the world. That's something. And also, because he had this, he was hurt by his mother, his stepmother. So Supreme Lord says that, well, your stepbrother will be killed by, yakshas. And then in the search of that, when your stepmother will go, she will be devoured by the forest fire. Now, hearing all these things, Dhruva Maharaj is sad. So he went out to get all these opulences and the revenge. And once he have it, he's sad. And then that is something which is perplexing Vidurji. Primarily the point that he has received liberation, he has received the material opulence. This is what he wanted. So why he is sad about it? And Maitreya Muni is going to describe, starting from this verse, that why exactly Dhruva Maharaj is sad about it. And the very first point Srila Prabhupada mentions in this purport is that devotees do not ask for these material opulences. Dhruva Maharaj has received the material opulence, and he's feeling ashamed in his heart. Actually, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he mentions, let me read that through. Prabhupada has also quoted this thing, that Muktim Bhaktimat Paryadatvam Vishnur Anucharatvam Hi Moksham Ahur Manishina. The wise says, Manishina, Ahur Manishina. The wise say that liberation means becoming an associate of the Lord and serving Vishnu. This is quote from Padma Purana. Thus, mukti or liberation on this verse does not mean merging into the Lord. In verse 9, Dhruva Maharaj expressed his preference for serving the Lord over Brahman, the Brahma Jyoti. But then the statement, he did not desire this liberation, is not suitable. It is understood that he desired being an associate of the Lord from his statement in verse 11. That is true. The word smaran, remembering, is in the present tense. This indicates that he did not desire the Lord's association while remembering the impure state of experiencing the pain of arrows of his stepmother's love. He went to Madhuvan and performed austerities with the determination to worship the Lord with the desire to obtain a place greater than that of his father or forefathers. On directly meeting the Lord, what is the question of remembering the harsh words of his stepmother, since his senses had all been spiritualized? However, the Lord then said that he would fulfill his material desire. Dhruva became ashamed and repented. My Lord knows my crime of possessing material desires. Since he remembers my previous vow, I am so foolish. Why did I make such a vow? When I said I desire the association of the devotees, the Lord will think I am simply deceiving him. Thus, he did not clearly promise to fulfill that desire, but instead promised to fulfill my previous desire. In talking about the future of my brother, he reminded me again of my previous envious nature. Thus, the next 6 verses reveal qualities of shame, repentance, humility, and disgrace. So, this is Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining that this quote from Padma Purana is saying that the actual liberation is the liberation in serving the Lord, performing services to the Lord. If a devotee is performing the services to the Lord, then these 5 types of muktis, including sayujya, sarupya, sarstya, all that, is immaterial. And especially Srila Prabhupada quotes that this sayujya is the one where you are merging in the Brahma Jyoti, which is desired by Mayavadis, and that is actually not even a liberation. Because actual liberation is, as Supreme Personality of Godhead says in Bhagavad Gita, that Yad Gatvana Nivartante, you do not fall down from that place. No? Tad Dhamam Paramam. But again and again, it comes in the Vedas that even after merging into the Brahma Jyoti, they fall down. Actually, this is something which Dhruva Maharaj is also thinking about, that he is actually under the influence of illusory energy, and because of that he had these desires, okay? These desires of having an opulence greater than his great grandfather, and this revengeful attitude, and he is repenting that it's the pious activities which he has done, which is giving this misery of 36,000 years of non-dwindling senses to govern over this material world. Okay? Because it's already given that Supreme Personality of Godhead is telling to Dhruva Maharaj that at the end of your life, you will come to me. You will get my dham, from where there is no falling down. So Dhruva Maharaj is now feeling bad about this long life which he has received, because Supreme Personality of Godhead would have taken him along right there. But no, he is fulfilling his desires. So Srila Prabhupada wants in his purport that devotees should be very careful about uh, their desires, material desires, uh, because those desires are uh, can be fulfilled by, especially because we have this very potent process we are associated with, which is the chanting of the holy name. Srila Prabhupada gives this example of Shikshashtakam, where um, it is mentioned that there is no difference between Lord and his names. And Namna Akari Bahudha Nij Sarva Shakti. Nij Sarva Shakti. What's that? That means that the whole potency. So if we understand Shakti and Shaktiman, they are together. There is, if there is no Shakti, then what's the meaning of Shaktiman? If there is no power, then who is the possessor of the power? And if there is possessor of the power but no power, that doesn't make sense. And if there is power but no possessor of the power, then that doesn't make sense. So that's why the power and the possessor of the power are same. And in Shikshashtakam, Mahaprabhu is saying that Nij Sarva Shakti, Namna Akari Baudha Nij Sarva Shakti, Tatra Arpita. Lord has put all his powers in his name. So we are associated with this very potent process of chanting the holy name, and engaging in the devotional service by Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, and then even Padasevanam, visiting to temple, performing services there, glorifying the Lord. So, because of that, these material desires which are in our heart, hopefully they'll get cleansed. But if not, then there is a chance that they will get fulfilled. And if those get fulfilled, then we are stuck. And then we will be in a position like Dhruva Maharaj will be, where we'll be lamenting the why in the world I had these desires. Dhruva Maharaj is thinking that in my prayers I was asking for association of the devotees. But in the heart of heart, when I started this whole process, my actual motive was that I wanted revenge and I wanted a kingdom which is bigger than my great grandfather. And Krishna is there. He tells, Sarvasya Chaham Hriday Sannivishto. I am in the heart of everyone. So whatever desire we are having is being experienced. And here, when Supreme Personality of Godhead is giving all these blessings to Dhruva Maharaj, then at the end he tells the gati, he tells the position or the future of his step brother and stepmother. And hearing that, now Dhruva Maharaj is thinking that, oh, while glorifying, I was saying that I want devotees association, I want to serve you, But in the heart of heart, I had these uh, bad desires, and Supreme Lord is that's why telling me all this. So that's the main reason why Dhruva Maharaj is actually feeling um, very bad. Okay. So these are the points which I wanted to cover. Important thing, if we want to take the message, is that we are associated with this very potent process of chanting of the holy name, uh, and because of that, um, we have to be very careful about the desires we have in our heart, because um, they may get fulfilled, and if they get fulfilled, then we may lament, um, as Dhruv Maharaj is lamenting. So with that, I'd like to stop here, and then we have a few minutes to see if there are any reflections, comments, corrections somebody wants to share.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance. Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for the nice class, Prabhu. My question is, they say Krishna gives what's you need, what's best for you, not what you want. So, and it's also said, be careful what you desire. So if the desire is material, that's not what's best for me. So why would those prayers still be answered?
What I have heard, Prabhuji, is that from various classes, other acharyas, that Krishna is like father. Krishna is the father. Aham bij Putakta. So he is, if a child demands for something which is not good for the child, then father will try to discourage. But on the very on the very persistent uh, demand for it again and again and again, may try to give something which which will satisfy the child for some time, but at the same time, will also teach a lesson. For example, there is one pastime I'm remembering where Srila Prabhupada uh, says that there's a child, forgetting if it was his child or somebody else's, but was trying to touch the fan, and then father is saying that no, don't do it. Then is again saying, okay, don't touch the fan, you may get hurt. But ultimately, the child touches the fan and then learns from there that okay, um, I I should not have touched the fan, otherwise I'll get hurt. So sometimes father will let the child learn the lesson through the experiences, because uh, a lot of time theory doesn't work. So in this particular case also we see that okay, even though Dhruva Maharaj had these uh, desires which are worldly in nature, Supreme Lord awarded those, but with also gave the intelligence, Mata Smriti Jnanam Apohram, using which he understands now that okay, these are not the right desires, and through that setting example for all of us. A lot of time Lord also sets examples for others to learn from. others, so that others can learn and not follow and then fall in the same pitfall. Does it make sense, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. I have a follow-up, but I'll put it in Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. It's already 7 o'clock. Thank you so much.
So we'll close the session. We'll chant the Vaishnava Pranam mantra and absolute prayer. Vancha kalpataruvesha kripa sindhu bhevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Nrsimha Jai Nrsimha Jai Jai Nrsimha. Kaladish Jaya Patma. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu.
Mahavishnu Jannatam Sarvatam Mukham Vishnu Bhadram Vitam
Nrityo Nityo Namami. Lakshmi Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Maharaj ki Jai. Wish you all have a wonderful rest of the day.
You too.
Thank you, Akhilesh.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.